What up, what up, what up, y'all? It's your best friend Blake. I'm here with my crazy cousins Chance and Gage, and this is the Up North Sportscast. We're going to be talking it all tonight, the draft grades breaking down, and Aaron Rodgers heading on out. You can catch us on Twitch at TUN Sportscast, along with Twitter, Facebook. What else are we on?
We got Instagram as well.
Instagram, all right.
We got the links in the bio.
Links in our Twitter bio. Perfect. Excellent. So we're gonna get a podcast out too. We're working on distribution here, so we'll definitely get you the word on the podcast. We'll put that in the Twitter bio too. If you're checking this out on Twitter, we appreciate it. Hop in on the chat. Let us know what you think. We're gonna get it started here. Again, I'm your best friend Blake. I'm out here in Wisconsin, so I'm a Packer fan, Brewer fan, Bucks fan, mostly Packer fan. I love the NFL. So we got my cousin Chance over here. He's kind of a fair weather guy. So, I mean, at least the fair weather is in California. So I think that's branded on him from when he was a kid or something. But
LA.
What a loser.
Dodger fan,
Go
Laker
Lakers.
fan.
Kings. LA Kings.
LA Kings. What do you mean? The Kings fan too? All right.
LA hockey, man. We go LA too. We go all across the board.
Chargers fan.
Except the Packers.
Oh, we got him cutting out already.
Already.
Hopefully Chance sticks in here with us. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm breaking it down all night long, y'all. All right, let's get into it. Hit us up. Follow us on Twitter, Twitch, everything, YouTube, whatever. The first thing we got going on is Aaron Rodgers wants out. So, I personally heard that we got offered the third overall pick along with additional picks, sounds like some additional first round picks for Aaron Rodgers. We turned it down to the 49ers. And then Aaron Rodgers comes out and he wants to leave, man. He doesn't want to come back to the Packers. Imagine that. I mean, I don't know why he'd want to go somewhere else, especially when somebody wants him from, I don't know, his home state, where Jeopardy is filmed, where Hollywood is, where his famous actress girlfriend might want to hang out. I don't know. I mean, why would you ever want to leave snowy Green Bay, Wisconsin? It's beautiful. So, anyway, I immediately, when I heard the trade, I thought, hey, man, Justin Fields, a couple other first rounders, Aaron Rodgers goes, does his thing. It's a win-win. As a businessman, I don't know. Sounded pretty good. Chance, I assume that you were hoping that we are not trading Aaron Rodgers. Is that a fact?
Absolutely. I mean, when it first came in, you think that's an absolute haul of what they talked about pick-wise, player-wise, unknown. Who these players were, they said, there were supposed to be some pretty mid to upper-level players from San Francisco. But you've been to back-to-back NFC Championship games. You're right there. You push it for one, man. You try and get one. I don't think you sell the farm. I understand, you can get all this haul in return, but do whatever you can to smooth that over. I don't get it. Now, as of today, we're speaking Sunday, late Sunday night, things look a little different. He's kind of still sticking to his guns, so I don't know. What else do you guys think?
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, I know the NFL's, the culture of the NFL. These owners do not want the players getting traded on demand like the NBA. It's
An
just,
owner. Green Bay doesn't have an owner.
I know, but they're still going to be subjected to the owners' meetings. It's almost worse than we don't have anybody to fight for us at all. They're going to be like, look, you do that. I mean, we'll fire Mark Murphy or something, like, I don't know how the hell that works. But
it's been really never like been something that's ever been crossed in sports history because we're the only professional sports franchise, or not we are, but we're all Packer fans, so get that out of the box.
yeah,
But as Green Bay fans and just a sport fan in general, they're the only franchise out there that does not have a real owner. It's owned by the fans, so it kind of feels like there's this direction here, direction there. Where are we going?
but I feel
It's very awkward.
from an overall standpoint though, with I mean the Deshaun Watson wanting out, Russell Wilson wanting out, Aaron Rodgers wanting out. I mean in basketball you see that James Harden he just goes out, does whatever he wants for a while. The NFL I feel like is getting together and saying, look, if somebody asks out, they are not getting it. If it's your star player, they are not leaving. Okay, that is how the NFL is handling it. But I almost would have liked to see. I'd be interested to see a trade. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you bring up the NBA topic. I feel like we're really starting to lead, or the NFL is starting to go into that star power. You're really starting to, it's Tom Brady and I get it, but we just seen star power say, hey, you know what, New England, I've won how many with you? I'm going to leave. And he goes to Tampa Bay. Guy almost picks and chooses his supporting cast.
There's other factors to that too, though. I mean,
yeah.
His pull is huge. It's bigger than Rodgers, right? But you also got the weather factor too. I mean, where are you picking, right? It's a bigger city, and who wants to come to Green Bay? It's hard to get free agents here, so it's amazing to me that Aaron Jones is staying. So I applaud him for that, sort of.
Yeah, he took a discount, I guess, apparently. So I'm hyped about big Jonesy guy. So
trying to see what the Niners offered.
Yeah, I didn't even see what they offered.
Well, it's supposedly it was kind of a mystery. What initially it was, this is what the Niners offered.
Yeah.
Supposedly for at least the number 3 pick. Jimmy Garoppolo, sweet dude.
Yeah.
And major players and extra picks. So it was very, very unknown. And then it was told, no, that is not true. There is no trade. There's none of this is going on. And then hours later, everything blew up. I mean, Rodgers wants out. He's going to Denver. He's going here. He's going there. Like I said, today is Monday. We're a few days after the draft. The latest thing I heard today, and I remember saying right before the draft started with a couple of my buddies at the bar watching the draft. Every year we do the same thing. Don't sleep on Oakland. Oakland just does weird things when something comes up like this. John Gruden and Mike Mayock, they're different, but now today, the new thing is Rodgers is intrigued by Oakland. This is where he wants to go. He wants to go back out west.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Go home.
Yeah, he really wants to go back, I believe, to that California atmosphere, And
yeah.
Another way to stick it back to everybody. And
wants to grow his hair out and start surfing again.
Did you see him at the Kentucky Derby this weekend? I mean, he's got that slick back hair.
I know. Got the flow going.
People say how he's, embraced Green Bay and really, now he kind of embodies it or something like that. But and it's not a slam on him. I don't want it to feel like that. But man, he feels California to me. Like Brett Favre feels Wisconsin to me. Aaron Rodgers feels like he puts up with Wisconsin and treats us with respect. I appreciate that. It does not feel like he loves to be here. You know what I mean? It never has to me, personally. And I hear people say that, and I just think, I don't know, man. I just feel like, just comparing him and Brett Favre, like, Brett Favre was just like, I don't know, cut for the mold,
I mean, he kind of, I feel, Brett Favre had that small town kid, gigantic heart.
Yeah.
Different upbringing.
I feel, Green Bay is the same thing. Small town city, when it comes to sports franchises, huge heart. The fans own the team, and it was like a mirror image of each other between Brett Favre and the city of Green Bay. Weird breakup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It got weird.
Not to get way into the past. I think we all understand, it's what happened. But.
And, I don't know, and that's part of it too. I wouldn't mind seeing it not be a weird breakup and do what makes sense. If Aaron Rodgers wants out, and hey, we already drafted Jordan Love, so we're obviously looking towards the future. I know that we probably got a couple years with Rodgers left in the window just because of how good he is, but I just think in a lot of situations the business move is to make a win-win situation out of it. And if he wants out and we're moving on, hey, be interesting. We should have taken that first round, third overall pick, and maybe some other first round picks or something. That's what I was hearing. But
Yeah, I personally kind of feel
Justin Fields. Now we just got to face him in the division. You can just crush us for the next, decade and a half. Fine,
you know, yeah, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
I feel now it looks like probably should have made that deal.
Well, this is my foresight. I said it.
Yeah, because now he's sticking to it. Now he's saying he's just going to retire to Jeopardy. He's willing. Apparently, he's willing to pay back $20 million in signing bonuses, just to not play for Green Bay and not specifically have Brian Gutekunst as the GM.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's some logistical issues there because, I mean, Green Bay is a pretty dormant population and heavily invested in the Jeopardy watching. So, I mean, he might see a decrease in pay within a little bit once Green Bay people stop watching Jeopardy. Something to think about.
Well, as Packer fans, how do you, since he wants out so bad, do you guys even want him back?
Absolutely.
It's gonna be awkward to have him back. I feel like because
It's gonna be the worst. It's gonna be the worst locker room of all time.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think so. I feel like this last year was like the best locker room Rodgers we ever seen. Like he was just different. And it
wasn't enough for him. It wasn't enough.
But his issue is somebody that's not in the locker room. It's not any of the players. It's Brian Gutekunst.
Yeah. Well, I think other than that, oh man.
Since Goody took the job and he hired his own guy and he took Matt LaFleur and Goody took the job, he went out and he got Za'Darius, he got Preston, he started doing these, he got Adrian Amos, drafted Darnell Savage. I want to say his first pick actually as a general manager was Jair Alexander. The guy is proving moves. He really, really is. So
that's what I'm saying.
I feel like his head's getting big, but kind of deserved. I mean, these are moves that have put us in back-to-back NFC Championship games. I don't want to lose Rodgers, but I feel like right now it's kind of just who can flex bigger type of thing, I mean, it's a pissing match.
All right. Up next, we are going to look through our draft grades. We're going to grade every pick in the first round. Chance is going to run through his grades, talk about them a little bit. So let's get on over to that. All right. So the draft went down. We saw some of what we thought would happen, some of what we didn't think would happen. We'll just move along through these and see what Chance is thinking. Pick number 1. Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence, QB from Clemson. What you got for us?
I mean, for me, as a grade A+, I mean, if you didn't see this coming, I seen something today on some form of social media. Some guy literally bet I don't know, what was it, like $5,000 or something, that Trevor Lawrence, it might have even been more, $5,000 that Trevor Lawrence is going to be the number 1 pick in the draft, and he won like $30. odds were pretty high that Trevor Lawrence is going to be picked number one. Statistically, this guy he never lost a game in high school. He only lost one for sure. It might have been two now that I think about it. Games in college, which were national championship games. So unless this guy sees a 17, it's NFL, now we're doing 17 games, 17-0 season. I mean, the guy's not a loser. He's a winner. According to multiple people that do, a lot of scouting, he's held up there with Peyton Manning, John Elway, Andrew Luck. I feel like we're just naming off a bunch of Colts here at this point, but
so you're naming like the top intellectual guys too. And when I hear Trevor Lawrence, I mostly hear about him being a physical specimen. Do you think he has the same kind of mental acumen that's going to push him to that level too, or is it mostly his physical skill that'll get him there?
That's actually a really good question. I feel like the winning this guy, kid, whatever, has been through, and the leadership he has absolutely matches all of those guys. When you think of Peyton Manning, you think genius. You think Andrew Luck, you think nerd. You do. Trevor Lawrence, though, this guy's 6'6". I mean, he can run. He's got maybe a little bit more Elway in him when it comes to the athleticism.
Beautiful hair.
Beautiful hair. Clemson. He's got a perfect mix of a lot of things. He guy's just a winner. And I feel like guys, that have proven it in college, day in, day out. The guy's attitude is great. I feel like if this guy was honestly a bust, he would be the biggest bust of all time. But I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
So I'm going A+. I think the only way you could have messed this pick up is taking everybody not named Trevor Lawrence.
A+, all right. Moving along, pick number 2. New York Jets select Zach Wilson, QB out of BYU.
Yeah, for me, I feel like this one is very up for topic when it comes to a lot of people who follow the draft, follow sports. For me, I would have never got rid of Sam Darnold and decided to literally do the same thing and take a guy who was almost the same age and start on over. I feel like Darnold still had some talent, but was also playing under Adam Gase. If you follow the NFL at all, I mean, we all know he's one of the greatest head coaches to ever live. If you would like to name a receiver that ever played under Sam Darnold too, I would love to entertain that question. So to me, we start with another quarterback, same age. I feel like you could have traded down, gave some more weapons for Darnold. Maybe get some. I mean, the Jets have a million holes. Let's be real. I just felt you could have traded down, kept Sam Darnold, got some targets, got some more weapons. But
maybe. I mean, who else had Zach Wilson on their board? I mean, how low could this guy have dropped to them? It kind of reminds me of maybe like a Daniel Jones, where it's just like, all right, like get your guy, I guess. But or was this somebody on? Was this guy on people's radar?
Well, I feel like at the end of the NFL season, was Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. Justin Fields right after him. And then I just feel like all of a sudden Zach Wilson climbed up there. We look at the absolute college production stats, accolades and all. Fields, was ranked number 2 and ranked number 2 on a lot of people's boards too. But still, people I don't understand it. They had Fields as a second-ranked quarterback, but had Wilson still going number 2. Sometimes there is a case of, that's our guy. All, Patrick Mahomes going to Kansas City. Different situation, but sometimes your guy's your guy. So, Jets sticking to their guns. They got a whole new coaching staff in there, bringing in Robert Saleh and our own Matt LaFleur's little brother, Mike LaFleur, as their offense coordinator now. So, the Jets have sucked for a long time. So
Yeah.
I kind of hope it works out for him. He seems like a great kid. He comes from BYU. They really don't have character issues of, guys coming from that school. So hope it works out for the Jets.
Yeah, I actually heard that he chose BYU to be closer to his family, so pretty wild.
Closer to God.
Both. Hey, we had a fan chime in. They were just wondering if they're gonna start Trevor Lawrence game 1.
Good question. If you're asking me, yeah, absolutely. Wait and see what happens in camp. I mean, you can be surprised. Some guys maybe ain't ready. Let's wait week 3. They have Gardner Minshew. Unless I'm wrong and something weird happened and he's not still
Minshew
there.
magic, baby.
Absolutely, Minshew, baby. He's looking great in them jorts and cowboy mustache. He still seems to be rocking, but
I'm
I
working.
think you waited a couple games and you rock Minshew again. I mean, like Minshew's he's Minshew. He's ready for the moment. He embraces Jacksonville. We're not going to be good, but I'm going to go out there, have fun, and sling the ball around. A lot like he did at Washington State. So I would see starting game 1, but depending on camp, you never know.
Definitely. Shouts out to Smurfalick this. He was just wondering. He asked too if he thought the line was ready to start. But probably just give you a yes or no there, and then we'll move on. That Jacksonville line ready for Trevor Lawrence to start up behind him?
I think it needs to be ready.
I don't think so. But is anybody else? Offensive line, but you do have a very young athletic quarterback in Trevor Lawrence who is not afraid to run the ball, tuck it and run, or get out of the pocket. So, if you had a back there, I'd be a little bit more worried. Kind of the case with Joe Burrow last year.
I was gonna say you should have little Joe Burrow out there behind that line. I mean, I think he's in a better situation.
Lawrence is very athletic, so best of wishes.
Definitely. All right, moving on. Pick number 3, we got San Francisco 49ers taking Trey Lance from NDSU. We got a pair of North Dakota boys here, chance to gauge. All right. The Bison State. I don't know what state you guys are. The Badlands State.
We're the Peace Garden State.
Are you really?
I think so, right? I think
Yes, we are.
All right, beautiful. All right, Trey Lance. So it's not Mac Jones, and they traded up. Maybe tried to trade for Aaron Rodgers. Maybe didn't have a plan. Maybe had a plan. Maybe John Lynch told the coach where it's at. What do you think of this pick, man?
Secretly, as a Packer fan, I was praying for Mac Jones because
who?
Exactly. Well, I mean, Mac Jones just won a national championship. I mean,
No, it was like a Mike Jones kind of joke.
We were gonna have that, Oh man, I failed, man. That was all on me.
We were gonna have a soundboard and everything for it.
I feel the worst.
What's really sad about that is the night I was out at the draft with some friends is I freaking started the who Mac Jones. I just had a complete blunder.
Let it slip, man. Disappointed.
Dude, great. Anyways, back to the pick. I gave it an A-. Like you said, there was rumors of them trying to pull some strings for Rodgers. I partially feel a bit of a reach. I still feel like it should have been Justin Fields. Guy's a proven winner, played against better talent. Trey Lance can't even buy a beer for himself yet. He only played 17 games in the FBS with North Dakota State. Let's go.
You
get it.
But he only threw one interception his whole career. He's got tremendous ability. Can run, can throw, a little slow on his reads. But I also heard, right after the pick, Jimmy G sent him a text. Not that we're trying to get you're trying to get Jimmy G's approval, which doesn't weigh a whole lot to me. But to sit by Jimmy G a little bit with Kyle Shanahan, I think is a genius. I think it sets up really well. If you can let him sit, learn a little bit, kind of the old school way. Doesn't seem many high drafted quarterbacks get to do that anymore in today's NFL. Like back in the day when it's like Carson Palmer and those guys, sit them for a year and they come in and they do very well. But I feel like if you can sit Trey Lance just a little bit, let him get used to the speed of the NFL. I think he could very well be set up to succeed.
You think that's more important than any value you'd get from Jimmy G? I mean, at this point, I don't know what you expect out of that, really, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Jimmy G, and we've also seen him not on the field.
Yeah.
To me, I have some injury concerns with Jimmy G, and even when I see him on the field in the big stage, doesn't mean you can't come back. In Super Bowls, but in the big stage, you just
6 passes. Just getting
yeah. I mean, I get it. If you can run the ball and beat us up on it, 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game, like run it down our throat. But they were hiding him for a reason. I feel like you're not going to win a Super Bowl if you got to hide your quarterback. It's the most important position in the NFL, so that's not something I would want to entertain.
All right, moving on here. We got pick number 4 going to the Atlanta Falcons. Kyle Pitts, no quarterback for Atlanta. Taken one of the highest tight end picks of all time. What are your thoughts?
Kind of feel like Atlanta's kind of in a sticky situation. They haven't been good for a couple of years since still been hung over since that Super Bowl loss to New England. But they had the option of looking at quarterback here as well. Looking for Matt Ryan's successor. But they went with the highest. Could have been probably the second highest graded player in this entire draft class, and Kyle Pitts, 6'6". This guy's an absolute freak. I probably wouldn't really label him a tight end. He's more receiving.
Like a Jimmy Graham type?
Yeah, pretty much. Just extremely tall. But it's not to say this guy can't learn how to block. He's just come out of college. Give him some time. But he's the best tight end that I've seen coming out of college since Vernon Davis. And Vernon Davis ran like a 4.4. This guy ran about very similar at 6'6". Put that up next to Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. This is a team that, when they were last in the Super Bowl, had Tony Gonzalez. The other year, Austin Hooper. This offense very favors tight ends. Tight end's kind of a hard position to come in the league. Many rookie tight ends don't succeed right away. There is a big physicality that comes into the NFL when it comes to playing tight end compared to other positions. Give it a year. I think this guy's going to translate very well. Even if you take a quarterback next year, you still got Calvin Ridley for the future. You got now a future Kyle Pitts. You got some weapons.
Definitely. Kyle Pitts, I like the pick. Louis likes the pick, says Smurflick. This says best pick in the draft, in my opinion, for ATL. Kyle Pitts.
For Atlanta. I think they could be a good sleeper team to watch, honestly, this year. Their biggest enemy is their own defense, I think.
Yep, I personally feel 100%. You shore up a little bit on that defense. That offense has weapons.
Yep.
They get a coaching change, so I feel like sometimes just a fresh voice in there just makes a world of a difference with teams.
Definitely. Alrighty, moving on to pick number 5. Cincinnati Bengals take Ja'Marr Chase, wide receiver out of LSU.
Take another tourney. They took Ja'Marr Chase. But Ja'Marr's great. He checks all the boxes, though, as a wide receiver. He comes from a school that's put out elite wide receiver talents. Jarvis Landry, OBJ. They had another kid from there this last year. Drawing a blank on that. Pairing him back up with his former college teammate, which seemed to be a theme in this year's draft. As a receiver, this guy's great. I just feel like last year you seen your number 1 overall pick tear an ACL and an MCL. I'm giving you a B. not simply on the player, but the fact that you passed up on some pass protection for a number one over. You got to protect that guy.
They did take. Did they not?
What's that?
The Bengals took a tackle with their second pick, I believe.
Oh, in the second round?
Yeah.
They very well could have. I'd have to look back at that.
Second round. Jackson Carman, it looks like.
Jackson, okay. I can't say I know anything about Jackson Carman, but part of the reason why I gave him a B is because sitting a few picks later, he had Penei Sewell, who is the best tackle in the draft. I just felt you should have went there. I felt like he's a generational tackle. David Bakhtiari, Orlando Pace, Jonathan Ogden type of tackle. Protect your franchise, man. I mean, last year they took T. Higgins at a wide receiver, looked great. Joe Burrow was actually slinging the rock until he got hurt. Keep him upright, man. Do what you can, even if you had to go back-to-back tackles. I think your offensive line it's not sexy, but it wins games, man.
Definitely. We got Smurfalictus chiming in with Justin Jefferson.
That is who I missed. There we go. That was my boy last year. I really wanted Green Bay to take him. We did not. We should have traded up. Minnesota took him, and guy looks amazing.
Definitely. And just noting that they also have to replace AJ Green. So, anyway, moving on. Pick number 6, Miami Dolphins, taking Jalen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama. What are you thinking?
Going up. Game of B plus. Like I said, another teammate reunion. We're going back with Tua, pairing up with one of his guys. I feel they should have went with the other wide receiver out of Alabama, but a lot of people after the season, a lot of hype started to drive up for Jalen Waddle as people were thinking maybe the next Tyreek Hill, which the NFL likes to follow trends, and if you can get the next Tyreek Hill, don't pass on that. And that's what Miami felt. And he's joining a good wide receiver crew. A new one, they just got Will Fuller. Still have not Jarvis Landry. Used to play with Jarvis Landry. Drawing a blank on the guy. Hopefully another one of those fans can pull him out. I gave him a B plus. I felt like they should have went with his teammate Devonta Smith. But they do need weapons for Tua. They're all in on Tua now, which I think is the right move to make. And Miami scares me in the future. So give him a B plus.
Yeah, I think Miami's coming up. A lot of people concerned about Tua, but that's yet to be seen, really.
Yep, only played half the season. So we'll see.
Pick number 7, Detroit Lions take Penei Sewell, offensive tackle out of Oregon. A lot of talk about Penei Sewell and where he was going to end up.
Bengals should have taken him.
Bengals should have taken him. Sure up that line. Yeah, probably. After you had your quarterback broken last year, you might want to protect that type of thing. But I don't know. I mean, a lot of people were saying maybe Bengals trade back and get some more value for their picks. And I don't know what the Bengals are ever doing. They're kind of a wild card by by incompetence or something like that. You're just like, I don't know. It probably won't be good, but except last year. But they really didn't have much of a choice last year. So.
Hey, they got some new uniforms though, so hopefully
yeah, definitely. Anyway, Detroit Lions. Sad Detroit Lions taking Penei Sewell. That should help them a little bit. What do you think on that?
I gave him an A. I feel like Detroit could have blindfolded himself and threw a dart or a dartboard and hit anyone and would have filled a hole. Really. They had so many needs. I feel like it was really important at this point when you're a team that has so many needs and you're rebuilding. You got rid of Matthew Stafford. You took a haul and picks for Matthew Stafford. I think they got to steal. Start rebuilding. Get the best available. They went with the best tackle in the draft. Like I said, I feel like you should went to number 5 in Cincinnati. Fill a hole, best left tackle. Maybe this guy's a franchise tackle. That's where you start to build. Like I mentioned earlier, offensive line ain't sexy, but hey, wins games.
Hate the Lions, man.
The Lions remind me of you, buddy. You're like your little brother.
Yeah.
Cheer for him, but you ain't gonna let him win.
Yeah, well,
That
better
hurts,
watch
man.
out for your little brother.
Don't ever compare me to the Lions again, dude.
He's looking a lot more like the Minnesota Vikings these days, all right? How you like he just shakes his head. Yeah, how you like that? You like that? You like that?
On to the next pick.
All right. Fine. Moving on, we got number 8, Carolina Panthers taking J.C. Horn, cornerback out of South Carolina.
What we got here? We got the son of Joe Horn pick up that cell phone. Kind of bringing me flashbacks to the old Saints days. Joe Horn grabbing that cell phone after scoring a touchdown. A little bit I've seen on this guy. The guy likes to jaw, which if you haven't paid attention to the NFL in the last 10 years, some of the best cornerbacks like to jaw. You got Richard Sherman, Jalen Ramsey. I give him a B.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I haven't been using any of the sounds. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to give it on my game. I'm going to get on my game. I promise you that. I want to take a second shout out to the viewers, too. But anyway, get back to that J.C. Horn. B+. Wow.
I gave him a B. Wow. This guy's got potential to be the best defensive player in this draft, which I will probably say about another 2 of these guys. Carolina, though, you just traded for a quarterback. You just traded him. You got another team has got holes all over the place. So I guess they went with their guy. They could be very proven in their pick, but I went with a wideout. Gave him a B.
Definitely. So just to recap,
they didn't take to me the top corner on the board, but this guy was right behind the other top corner on my board.
Definitely. And he froze up a little bit there. So just to recap, you would have taken a wideout instead after you just traded, got your quarterback, give him some weapons rather than, defense is a weapon in itself, but that's what you would have done, is probably gone with a wide receiver. And who would that have been? Devontae Smith still on the board?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This guy rated better than the other 2 wide receivers I were taking before him. I'll touch on him again here later. Go on.
Definitely. All right, moving on. We got pick number 9, Denver Broncos taking Patrick Surtain, number 2, the second cornerback out of Alabama.
Yep. Alabama put out defensive players like it's nobody's business. I went B+. Wow. I am not going to lie. I was shaking in my boots as I was watching the draft as reports were coming in. Shout out to Mark Schlereth, who said it was better than a done deal.
What a bozo.
Rodgers was getting traded right now. Did not happen. They went DB. Denver really needed to go defense. This team is actually really loaded on offense. In my opinion, especially at wide receiver and running back. So Denver went with what I think was the highest rated corner and defensive player in this draft. So, if you're going best available, I do think it was a great pick. And I probably would have rent A- or an A if Justin Fields. I don't know how most people feel about the quarterback situation since you didn't trade for Rodgers. If you feel real confident in running back with Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater, be my guest.
Oh, yeah.
John Elway kind of has a hard time picking quarterbacks, so I don't know if he just feared away of taking a quarterback or what the deal is. Go ahead. You got a damn good DB, so.
Can't take someone that might be better than him.
Yeah, exactly.
So, who's going to be starting for the Broncos? Bridgewater? I'm kind of a Bridgewater fan. I know he's not maybe the most talented, but he's consistently all right. I like that about him. Yeah, he had a pretty bad injury. But
how many Super Bowls have consistently all right won?
I'm just saying, compared to Drew Lock, I mean, what do you? Just saying.
Flip a coin, man.
He's all right. We're moving on. Pick number 10, Philadelphia Eagles, Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama.
Yes, I've been waiting on this one. I gave him an A+. Philly's been hurting at wide receiver for years. At times they've had partially to injury, had problems even getting wide receivers on the field. Last year was Travis Fulgham. I can't even pronounce his name right. If I did, and just showed up, and he was pretty successful. But Devontae Smith, first Heisman Trophy winner at wide receiver in like 20 something years. I understand that all this. I have a hard time personally with college players when they put out stats and performance and they literally light the field up and they look great, and then all of a sudden the season ends and then people look at somebody and they find something to poke at, and their thing is he only weighs 170 pounds. I watched this guy in the national championship tear up my favorite team and made them look helpless. 200 something yards. They couldn't guard him, and we're supposed to. Ohio State is supposed to be DBU, defensive back university, and couldn't even stay with the guy. Right. I am so impressed with Devonta Smith. I don't know how he lasted this long. He should have been the number one wide receiver taken in this draft. He reminds me of here. Don't be guys in even other seasons. Pending the quarterback situation, Philly. This guy's talented. Let's just say that.
Definitely. You broke up just a little bit there too on my end. You said he reminds you of who?
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison.
Indianapolis. The underground gangsta.
All right, y'all. Next up, we got the Bears taking Justin Fields at number 11.
Speaking of teams I hate, if you compare me to the Bears, then we got real problems.
Oh, come on. It's not so bad.
Oh. Well, I give them an A. This is not where I want. Why? This is not where I wanted to see my guy go. Apparently, Andy Dalton is not QB number 1.
Right.
So I feel like this was the second best quarterback in the draft. He literally played better than Trevor Lawrence in their bowl game to go to the national championship. Absolutely showed him up. And Trevor Lawrence went number 1. It wasn't no slump of a Clemson defense, and he lit them up. Kind of feel like he fits in Chicago. I kind of feel like he's a little slighted. He reminds me a little bit of a second coming of a mix between Cam Newton and Dak Prescott. Chicago apparently gave up a first-round pick next year and some other things to get up to this. But Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy are in win today mode, and I feel like it was a great move.
Definitely. Yeah, I like this pick a lot. I was just waiting to see where it lands. I mean, he's rated the top 2 quarterback by most people, but they're putting other people ahead of him for whatever reason. They're, just on their gut feeling or whatever the hell they have. And so anytime you're picking them after, the 5th pick overall, you're getting the value just is continuing to climb. So I like the pick.
Absolutely. Hate to say it, but yeah.
Wow. Hate to say
it.
All right, number 12, Dallas Cowboys take Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State.
Yeah, this is another team I absolutely love to make fun of him, dog. Make very questionable decisions, but I give an A. Wow. They were originally sitting at the number 10 pick. I know they were really looking for either J.C. Horn or Patrick Surtain because they need help. Need help all over the board in that defense. Just lost Sean Lee to retirement. Any given day, Leighton Vander Esch is seconds away from stopping that neck. Probably the only guy in the league that wears a freaking neck collar anymore. So they went with linebacker. Micah Parsons, they traded back, get a little value. And Micah Parsons is another guy. There's a couple of these guys in this draft that I think could easily be the best defensive players taken. He comes from linebacker U. It's been a few years since we've called him that at Penn State. I really got to commend him on this pick.
Yeah, so he's more of an inside linebacker type, or?
Yep.
I feel like it's a bit of a lost art. Nobody wants to hit so much anymore. And if you can find a good linebacker, man, it's like a good corner nowadays, where it used to be a little bit more, they didn't have to cover as much back then, and all you have to do is hit. It's hard to cover. Nobody wants to hit anymore, man. Linebacker's hard to find.
Yeah, and he can cover. It's still the quarterback of your defense, man. So I think it's a great pick. And they traded back. They get some value in return yet. So
yeah, that was traded out of 10 with Philly. Is that right?
Yeah, which not to get back into this here, I can't remember the exact order, but it was Philly eventually traded way from earlier, got back.
Six.
Traded. It was kind of a really NFC East trying to screw each other type of thing, and it was kind of to watch. Can't wait to watch them all go 8-8, or 8-9, whatever you can do now. Anyways.
All right, moving on. Next we have pick number 13. The Los Angeles Chargers take Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle, Northwestern. What you got on this one?
Yeah, they didn't do A+.
Why now?
Justin
Chargers did something right.
Wow. Oh, I've been waiting for that. Just had Justin Herbert, Rookie of the Year. Guy looked amazing. He does have targets, so you don't need to draft a wide receiver. You got Keenan Allen out there. You got Mike Williams. They had Hunter Henry. Maybe something to look to replace in the future, but no need to take a tight end here. They went offensive tackle. Protect your future.
All right. Moving along here, we got pick number 14. New York Jets on the clock again. Take Elijah Vera Tucker, guard from USC.
Yes, the best guard in the draft. I gave him a B+.
Wow.
Many of reasons why the Jets could have literally went anywhere. Yeah, you just took a quarterback, give him some protection.
Good.
Best guard in the draft and a B+.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. They had other things to go with.
What would you have done in that situation?
Who would you have taken?
I would have traded up. I still would have went and got Devontae. Yeah. Big fan. Literally big fan. You could have went defense too, but like I said, they got a new head coach, Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers. So stick to his guns. He's probably going to trust in his coaching and put out a good damn defense.
Next up, we got pick 15. The Patriots, and they
took who?
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones. Mac Jones. All right. So
all right, we got that out of the way.
All right. Never doing that again. What do you got?
Well, I went B, Mac Jones.
Wow.
Conflicting reports out of New England. They wanted to trade it's such and such. They were looking at Justin Fields. They were looking at this, and that. And Bill Belichick doesn't like Mac Jones. He went to his pro day. Videos were seen of him shaking his head after Mac Jones overthrew. I gave him a B.
Wow.
Mac Jones, let me go back here. His 2 targets that he was throwing to this last year were drafted number 6 and number 10, and one was a Heisman Trophy winner. I get it, he won a national championship. I don't see the hype in Mac Jones. That's probably why he slipped 15. Congratulations, New England. I know Bill Belichick really does prefer to take Alabama players. He has a strong relationship with Nick Saban, so I'm sure he spoke to him and got his trust and confidence. And yes, they're ready to rock. Here's the future. Mac Jones. Who?
Nice. You know, it would have been scary to see Justin Fields end up with Bill Belichick, I think.
I was worried about that, but I feel like these guys got their guy.
I think it'll be interesting too. I think if there's one place Mac Jones could end up really succeeding, I mean, it's the system, right? He's like the ultimate system guy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You play under Nick Saban, that's the system. Have fun not throwing to 2 top 5 wideouts or top 10 draft picks.
Oh, I mean, Patriots always have some good wideouts out there.
Sure.
All right, moving along. Number 16 Arizona Cardinals take Zaven Collins, linebacker out of Tulsa.
Yeah, I gave him a B plus.
Wow.
Partially, I feel like this is maybe a little bit of a luxury pick. They could have maybe traded back and went wide receiver, or just took one here. Could have went offensive line, protect your quarterback, Kyler Murray. Guy's got a future. I think it looks great. Kind of a big Kyler Murray fan, kind of winning me personally over. But Zaven Collins, please, if you have time, go watch some tape on this guy. And maybe he's going to be a bust, but he's a freak. To me, I felt like it was me played Madden 2005, and I created a middle linebacker and made him 6'6". That guy looks like he is huge. He does not look right playing position. Freak. I hope he really does succeed. I think it's kind of cool, seeing a linebacker that big, but loads of
big dude looking like street sharks out there.
Wow.
Yes.
Excellent. Next up, we got pick number 17, Las Vegas Raiders, taking Alex Leatherwood, offensive tackle out of Alabama.
Yeah. The Raiders are about to be like the first team I've seen in a while. They're just going to start a whole brand new offensive line. So I understand the need in taking an offensive lineman. I just don't understand the need in taking a guy that is on most draft boards ranked 60th. So I give him a D.
A little Midwest oak for you.
It's the Raiders. Let's move on.
Yeah, next.
Miami Dolphins. They don't even get a regular color graphic on theirs. So they're second pick. Miami Dolphins. Jalen Phillips, defensive end out of hometown Miami.
Yeah, the U. This guy, I was doing a little reading, research on him. I give him a B, by the way.
Wow.
Coming out of high school, was once the top-rated pass rusher. Went to UCLA, suffered through a bunch of concussions, and retired as a college player. Wasn't even cleared to come back in to play for UCLA, and then I don't know exactly everything, but ended up in Miami, and then was drafted by Miami. I feel his teammate, which we'll get into later, was probably a better edge rusher. But they see the potential. So they went edge rusher, Miami, with their second pick in the first round. Fun fact, this is the first defensive lineman coming out of the University of Miami since Vince Wilfork, if anybody remembers him.
Wow.
Miami used to put out top defensive talent, Dwight Freeney.
Oh, yeah.
God, who's that guy who used to play for Miami years and years ago, too? Tall, Jason Taylor. Then another one, you could think of him, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's doing great movies. But he's there, too, went there, Warren Sapp. It's put out talent. So for it to be since like 2004 or 3 or whatever when Vince Wilfork was drafted, it was a great defensive tackle. They're back. Let's go. The U.
Right. Moving on, we got number 19. The Washington football team takes linebacker from Kentucky, Jamin Davis.
Yeah. Give him an A. I feel like if anybody wants to shoot this, I would absolutely entertain it. This was kind of a luxury thing. If we didn't find out one thing last year, is the Washington football team made it to the playoffs solely on their front seven. That pass rush, the interior defense was mean. If you don't remember when they beat Tampa Bay, hey, you know what they did? They got to the Super Bowl champion, the guy that's won $1 billion in fucking Super Bowls, and Tom Brady. They used that pass rush they got there. They went inside linebacker. They just doubled down. They're ready to make that middle of that defense super strong for years to come. Still give them an A.
Woo! Wow. Next up, we got the New York Giants, number 20, and they're taking Kadarius Toney, wide receiver out of Florida.
Yes, as our Packer fans wanted our wide out. This is the one I wanted personally. Speaking of the University of Florida, he reminded me of a ex-Florida Gator, Percy Harvin. This guy is incredibly talented, very great athlete, sits in the slot, can return. New York needs targets. If you're going to double down on Danny Dimes, if he throws dimes, apparently. Get some targets. I think it really helped. They got Kenny Galladay this offseason. I like the pick. I give him an A. You know.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts at 21, taking Kwity Paye, defensive end out of Michigan.
Yeah. I give him an A. Last couple of years, traded back and kind of made it a reoccurring theme to not pick in the first round and stock up and bolster some talent. And if you've watched this team in the last couple of years, they're a quarterback away. A lot of talent all around the ball, offense and defense. So they actually stayed put. They stayed patient, though, stuck in their pick. They needed a pass rush bad. Been kind of the worst pass rushes in the league the last couple of years. So they got their end. Good to them. Give them an A.
Nice. Wow. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans. Caleb Farley, cornerback out of Virginia Tech.
Yes. I gave him another A. This is a team that absolutely struggled. And who lost two of their corners to free agency. I'm drawing a blank on names right now. If anybody can bring them up, I'd love to hear it. But I know two of their starting cornerbacks left. Their offense is there. They did lose Corey Davis. Maybe they could have went receiver. I don't know. But a couple holes. Gave him an A, though. This guy's physical. Good corner.
Definitely. Just looking to see. Bud Dupree?
Yes, they did sign Bud Dupree. They got some pass rush this year. Hopefully. They signed Clowney last year, and the guy clowned around and I think got half a sack or one. I'm not even sure. Won a lot.
Chris Jones.
I'm just trying to think who those corners were. I know they lost two to free agency. One was pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find him quick, but I could not. Desmond King?
Yep, Desmond King. I cannot remember off the top of my head where he went, but he was actually a pretty darn good ball player.
Like Jadeveon Clowney hit free agency from the Titans too?
That sounds like addition by subtraction, but went to Cleveland though. It's a good spot for him.
Woot woot. Excellent. So after the Titans, we got number 23, the Minnesota Vikings take Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle out of Virginia Tech.
Yes, I gave them an F. Anything the Vikings do for the. Oh wait, no, I wrote that wrong. My bad. I gave them an Yeah.
Oh man, you gave him an A. Is that right?
Yeah, I gave him an A.
Oh man.
They just lost Riley Reef. Um, it's not like you're losing a whole lot, but it's definitely a hole that needs to be filled, and kind of a thing it's been an issue in Minnesota the last couple of years. Protecting the quarterback because he's a statue back there. But that offensive line can run block. And so can this guy. He is one heck of a zone read run blocker, and that's what they do as an offense to run with Dalvin Cook. This guy fills a hole. He's big. He's long. He's got the physical tools to turn into a pass protector, and like I said, he's got that good zone block running scheme background.
Next up, we got Pittsburgh at 24, taking Najee Harris, running back out of Alabama.
Yeah, personally, I'm never a fan of taking a running back in the first round unless, I don't know, it's still kind of weird. But I gave him a B.
Wow.
He does have flashes of Le'Veon Bell. He also played at Alabama, which, let's be real, this is the school to be a running back, man. He has flashes of Le'Veon Bell. Clearly, Pittsburgh has been dying to replace that. Gonna keep this one short, but kind of a cool thing I seen about Najee Harris during the draft. He once lived in a homeless shelter, and he held his draft party at a homeless shelter that he lived at, and I think that's pretty cool.
Damn. All right. Next up, we got Jacksonville back on the clock, taking. It's Travis, isn't it? We got a little type with it. Travis.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to help me out with the last name.
Etienne.
ATN.
Yes.
And number 25.
Yes, Jacksonville decides to go Clemson again. I don't know why this whole pairing up with your old college teammate thing became a thing this draft, but I went Clemson pairing up their running back with their quarterback in college. Gave him a B. It's just another one of those things with a running back in the first round. I really did like Travis Etienne again, but if you were a fantasy player or watched a little bit of football last year, which if you did, you probably weren't watching the Jacksonville Jaguars, so probably go with the fantasy topic. You remember James Robinson. He was a rookie last year, and he did pretty good. I just didn't see the need for running back here, but there's a lot of talent there. If you're going to run that two-back system, maybe take a little stress off Lawrence. Okay.
What's the grade on that one?
I gave him a B.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
Wow. B. Wow. All righty. Moving on, we got the Brownies on the clock here. Number 26, taking Greg Newsome the second, cornerback, Northwestern.
Yeah, Believeland, the host of the draft. Craig Newsome, as our Packer fan nations can remember, Craig Newsome, his father, former first-round pick of the Green Bay Packers. Cleveland kind of struggled this in the department, mainly to get people healthy last year at the D position. They do have Denzel Ward out of DBU, Ohio State. They took the other year, also struggled to stay on the field. Rest in peace. This defense is loaded. I really think it is. So he's got a supporting cast around him, and I think he'll fit right in.
What's the grade on that?
B plus.
Wow. All right. Moving right along, we got the Ravens. Pick number 27. They picked up Rashad Bateman, wide receiver out of Minnesota.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson must have finally sold his soul, and they got him a wide receiver. Minus. Man, is this a position they need to. Lamar's been getting plenty of hate the last 2 years. Some of it a little understandable, I kind of understand, but he's not really thrown to a whole lot. Leading into this offseason or coming college season, Bateman was actually ranked as the one of the upcoming top receivers, but he opted out. COVID, it happens. A bunch of other players did it, and a few in the past in this draft that I have not listed. He's good. If I were to give him a pro comparison, to me, has a little Greg Jennings. If I were to give him one, I was really hoping this would have been the other wide receiver Green Bay could have taken. Did not, but they got their wide out. A minus. Go Baltimore.
Wow.
All right. Moving right along. Got number 28. The New Orleans Saints take Peyton Turner, defensive end out of Houston.
Yeah. Houston's put out the first round talent the other year, another D tackle. I'm drawing a blank on the name. He went to Buffalo, if I recall. So they put out some D line talent. I gave him a D plus. This guy was kind of ranked in the mid 70s on a lot of people's boards. In the league, you know, it always makes sense going for pass rush, especially in that division. You got Tom Brady, you got some quarterbacks you want to hit. I just feel like this is a position, you know, if pass rush wasn't very deep in this class, straight back, you could have still got your guy. D plus.
D plus. All right.
Up.
Bad day for the Bills. The New Orleans Saints. I'm sorry. I was looking for that Bills guy, see if I could bring up who they had drafted there.
Oh God, he was a top 10 pick. He came from Houston. He was a D tackle. They were for a little bit. They were labeling him as the next Aaron Donald. Still young though. So
Right.
Ed Oliver.
yes, 100%. That is the guy. Is that you, Gage?
And where did he end up?
He went to Buffalo. I'm pretty
did.
sure. Pretty sure he was top 10 pick.
Yep, said he was drafted by Buffalo.
I just don't. My Bing was acting up a little bit. So. All right, moving on.
That's why you don't use Bing.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, what do you use? Like a hardback books or what?
Google. I use Google.
Nobody asks Jeeves anymore. I don't know.
Oh my God, you guys are a bunch of. Get out of here. Bing it up, bro. Number 29, team we all know and love, the Packers of Green Bay. They're gonna go with Eric Stokes, cornerback out of Georgia.
Yeah, I gave him a C plus.
Up.
And this is probably a generous grade. I partially feel. I understood the need. Our wide receivers, I think we should have went and got, are already off the board. Possibly should have traded back because there was a couple other we could have looked at. Kevin King kind of needs some competition back there, so I think that's kind of why we went and filled out that DB position. This guy does flash some playmaking ability and has lightning quick speed. He ran a 4.29 at his pro day. That's fast. He had 2 last year. I feel if it were me, the GM, which I am not, I think I would have went for Asante Samuel Jr. If you wanted to go DB, many of us may have remembered him a couple years ago playing for New England as one of the top defensive backs in the league and Philadelphia. Or Elijah Moore. Could have been another wideout we could have reached out to. But we went DB. And I feel maybe to dive in a little bit more since we're the Packer fans here. Best case scenario is we kind of reached on Jair Alexander, and this was kind of a reach, just flashing on talent. So maybe we get lucky. But at least we're putting some competition in that DB room. Put Kevin King to the test as, hey, we could be a DB away from the Super Bowl.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not. I'm kind of sick of us taking DBs every year. I mean, what?
We did a lot.
Rollins, Randall, King, Alexander, Savage. I mean, it's like every year we're taking these guys in the high rounds. Can we just like spend a draft pick on anything else ever? Like, and I love the defense, but I would do a lot of things for a middle linebacker, man, that can hit somebody. Blake Martinez was okay. I think he really even blossomed after he left, and maybe that's more of a scheme thing that allowed him to do that. And I think coverage might have been the issue with him. But it's hard to watch us take the same positions over and over and over again.
A part of me feels like we do not know how to even evaluate defensive backs. So we just draft as many as we can and hope we get lucky. All you do is draft them. Someone's going to pan out, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, so we liked the pick a little bit. Gave it a C. More backs in the defensive backfield. We'll keep it moving along here. Probably might stop back, talk a little more Packers here at the end. But next up, we got the Buffalo Bills at number 30, taking Gregory Rousseau, edge out of Miami.
Yes. If you I don't know if you remember earlier in the podcast, I was kind of talking about Jaylene Phillips. I feel like this guy was better than Jaylene Phillips. Played at Miami. Co-counterpart played on the other end. I feel like he should have went before, but there's the potential of Phillips. But here you got Rousseau. Doesn't have that injury question. And like I said earlier, this is not a deep pass rush class, and the Bills looked pretty good on offense last year. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs.
Shout out to Noodle Squad. Thanks for the follow, bud. Appreciate it.
You got Patrick Mahomes out there. I mean, you got to hit him. So go get that pass rush. This guy is a physical specimen, to say the least. 6'7", 270, out of Miami. I'm going to give you a B+. They addressed the need. They got...
Definitely. So B+ there. Like you said, you got to have somebody to hit Patrick Mahomes. That team in that division is just a nightmare. Who wants to go up against that? Similar to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now, but just a nightmare. Like Gage said, shout out to Noodle Squad. Appreciate it. Green Bay does have nice fridge magnets. You mean they're made here? Or you have like Green Bay Packer magnets?
Yeah, I think he's got a magnet. It's a Green Bay Packer magnet or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
It's a good choice. Definitely. All right, y'all. Moving along. Getting towards the end of the draft grades here. We'll probably touch on a couple more things after that, so stick around. Number 31, Baltimore Ravens. We got Jason Owe, edge, Penn State.
Yeah, Baltimore. We're going to give you a B+. They need pass rush. They just lost. What was his name? Went to New England. Drawing a blank.
The edge guy as well?
Yes, edge guy as well. Went to New England. Year before they lost Zadarius Smith. Baltimore seems to be having a recent problem lately in keeping their edge rushers, but if there's one thing I know about Baltimore is they know how to draft them. So they went edge rusher, Penn State, outside linebacker, B+, another fill after losing some of their free agents, outside linebackers, pass rushers. It's just a team I just absolutely would trust drafting one. They just know what they're doing, man. I don't get it. They just do.
Right on. So you give them B+?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. All right, B+ there for the Ravens. Let's wrap this thing up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafting at 32. And they take Joe Tryon, edge from Washington.
Yeah, if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I don't know what you draft. They are returning every single starter. I feel like they just decided to double down on, other than quarterback, the most important position in football. Guys that hit the quarterback. So they went for it. I mean, they have such a talented D line. Sue, Pierre Paul. I mean, Pierre Paul's turning 32, so maybe that's why they went here. These guys that hit the quarterback, man. I mean, it's a very important position. You're just gonna go with what works. They could have went anywhere. They don't need talent on offense. Could have maybe went offensive line, but there's really no holes on this team.
They're just playing around out there, playing with dad's money.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, y'all. Shout out to what is that there? Wargasmy. 32. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the follow. So that wraps up our draft grades. What was the draft grade for Tampa here? What'd you give them?
I want to see a B. Yeah,
Ooh.
B.
Wow.
B.
Wow.
And that wraps it up, y'all.
Go as your Tampa. You just won a Super Bowl. You're returning everybody. Come on, man. The kicker, I don't know who's kicking there anymore. Maybe I don't know.
All right, y'all. We are moving on over. Talked about Aaron wants out. We did our draft scores. Let's move on. We just got a few minutes left. Let's talk about. I'm choosing this one here. We had a couple of options, and I'm gonna go with best video moment of all time.
Video game moment.
Video game moment. Your choice. Your favorite video games. This is something we were gonna touch on. Sports video games, any kind of video games, don't matter. Chat's kind of jacked up here.
I guess my favorite video game moment probably is every single time me and Chance played Halo and I dominated him every single time.
That is the good stuff.
I think that's got to be number one for me. What about you, Chance?
Wow. Personally, I was going to talk about Madden, but I also wanted to bring up Halo. I was good one, and then I don't know. You must have finally got to play when I took a nap or something and let you play on the Xbox. Then all of a sudden you got really good, and I should have just kept bullying you and not ever let you play the damn game, because then you started to kick my ass, and I cannot play shooting games since.
Oh my god. My kid took over my Xbox when he was 4. I got a friend to come over and hook me up online. I was about to start getting it in, and and my kid took my Xbox, put on that headset. I haven't seen him in 10 years, dude. I just hear him screaming through the walls. That's it. So, that was not my favorite moment, but
Personally, I feel like personally I would like more shooting games if my brother never figured out how to play shooting games. It just
as soon as you start losing to your little brother, then it's just done. Can't do it anymore.
Noodle Squad loves a little Leroy Jenkins. Leroy Jenkins. All right, yeah.
What's your favorite moment, Blake? You never said.
My favorite moment? I'm trying to think, because, I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of
Mario.
Not gonna lie, that is probably one of my favorite moments was coming over to your place when we were younger and you showed me Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and then I'm pretty sure the whole time we were there, I just sat down in your basement and played that.
Why live real life when you could live that life? I'm just saying.
Yeah, really, honestly.
But I mean, there were some sad times of that too. I mean, Ryder and Big Smoke kind of, going against the whole crew, Grove Street crew, and just
traitors, dude.
Man, they some busters, man. But whatever. Super Mario Brothers is my comfort food of video games. Super Mario.
Yes.
This one right here.
There it is.
Super Mario World. If you ain't playing that, don't talk to me.
Summers Green Bay, man, we would stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning just playing Super Mario Brothers.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Ain't no
Good, man.
online co-op, y'all. You know, nothing like
No.
that. Mm-mm. Don't sit in no lobbies either. That or Zombies Ate My Neighbor for the SNES, and I'm a huge Switch guy now. I love Breath of the Wild. I never even played Zelda before that, so I don't even know what Zelda's about, but, you know, my favorite moment, probably when my kids started beating some levels in Mario. Super Mario World. That was good. I got a little video of that. It pops up on my Facebook from time to time, like, hey, remember this? I'm like, I do remember that. That was awesome. So that's probably my favorite. Or, I mean, just countless times playing with you guys and my one neighbor friend too. So
Bowser.
Bowser.
Bowser? Get so mad when I picked Bowser.
Dude, I wanted you to do good. You just stuck to your guns.
Maybe I like
Yeah.
Bowser, Chance.
Yeah,
Maybe
Bowser
I
does
like
suck,
Bowser. Ever think of that, Chance? Huh?
How would you pick Bowser, dude?
Gage was a huge Bowser fan.
Love me some Bowser.
I'm Toad because naturally my brother was Toad, so I had to be Toad.
Later on in life, though, I kind of phased more into the Waluigi kind of life.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a lot better than Bowser. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, you actually find out, oh, he's not that bad. He's not that cool because he's not a main guy, but as an actual Mario Kart racer, he's a little slick.
Hate to hear that Wargasmix 32. Hate to hear it.
Yeah, that we used to do like a prank phone call about my buddy would be the dad and I'd call in and then we'd be like, "Yeah, dad, it's called San Andreas. San Andreas. Do you have San Andreas? So what's that rated?" You know what I mean? And we just fight back and forth. I don't know. But definitely feel the pain of not being able to get it until you get it, and then it's just pure ecstasy, and you're never gonna leave. Till you get to the second island and the third island, then you're chilling at the casinos, and it just becomes numb. But whatever.
Shout out Vice City.
Vice City. Ooh.
Classic, dude. That
Now-
was my introduction to Grand Theft Auto.
That was the one my friends had, and I got to watch them play, but I never had. So.
Oh, that was the one that hooked me. The one that ruined my life. Now I won't explain what I've done, but Grand Theft Auto ruined my life. Don't play Grand Theft Auto, kids.
Mario Golf. This guy's got Mario Golf. He's saying, "Oh man, my friend had that too on the N64. I want to buy like Mario Tennis and crap. They want like $60 for these games on the Switch, and I can't get down to it." We got about 5 minutes left. You guys want to throw anything in there? So let's just recap. We decided we want to trade Rodgers. No,
I don't know, man. I feel indifferent on that.
I'm just kidding.
I obviously want him on the team, but if he doesn't want to be there, it's like
So we got a split vote here.
it's gonna be a weird vibe.
I said we should have traded him already. Chance is like, no way, which is what's going to happen. They're not trading him, but whatever. And then Gage is just like split. Like, hey,
Yeah, kind of on the fence.
make him want to come back, right? I hear that too.
Right, yeah.
But so that's where we stand on Aaron Rodgers. Draft grades were great. Appreciate that, Chance.
Yeah.
Got to talk a little bit about everybody. Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence.
I got one question.
Who? Mac Jones. What's the question?
All right, so clearly this is something us as Green Bay fans have been through before, dating back to the Favre days. We went through the part, Brett the Jet, Brett the Viking. I remember in his return home game in Green Bay, going to his funeral.
I like Brett the Jet, dude. They were good that year at the end.
But Favre the Viking, we booed. We had just had a lot of feelings for Favre as a Packer. He left, whatever. And now Favre is accepted in the community, and Favre wants to be back in the community. It's great. Do we see that happening for Rodgers if he leaves? Do you think he comes back and opens us with open arms at some point?
I think he
If
does. For but not for the same reasons. I think he does it for, just closure or like public appeal. You know what I mean? Like this is what you do. You move on. You move past these things. I think would be Aaron's approach to it. Where Brett Favre, Brett Favre left, or it was iffy. He was going to retire or whatever. Then we decided, hey, excuse me, we're going on with Rodgers, and I feel like Brett's always had a soft spot for us, and we've always had a soft spot for him. And he's always wanted to be, welcomed and liked in Green Bay, where Aaron Rodgers, I know he wants to be welcomed and liked everywhere, but I don't think he necessarily loves Green Bay, as I've said before, in the same way that he loves the lifestyle maybe of California, which isn't a bad thing. I don't love Green Bay all the time.
I don't necessarily think he would come back just like that, just because he has no problem cutting his family out of his life and just like moving on totally from that. So I feel like if he has ill feelings towards the Packers and the franchise and he wants to leave, I feel like he'll just leave and that'll be that.
I agree.
Definitely. Well, you guys ready to wrap it up?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the Up North Sportscast. Just trying to see if I could get our banner up there again. Get this other one gone. No, I don't think I can do that.
Oh well.
There we go. Up North Sportscast.
Be there for episode number 2.
Yeah, follow us. Check us out for episode number 2 next Sunday. Follow us on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, here on Twitch. You had a good
YouTube.
time? I had a good time too. Noodle Squad. There's a big Packer house here. Dodgers. What are you doing with your hands?
I don't know.
What are you doing with your hands?
I'm just.
Get it in.
Who?
Who? Mac Jones. Who? Yeah, we're gonna get the podcast out too. We're talking distribution tonight, hopefully. And see where we can get that out to. If you have ideas, hey man, you can
Lay 'em on us.
You can even email us. We'll accept emails, fax, carrier pigeons, MySpace, yes. Email is.
We don't have a Facebook though.
We don't-
Facebook's the only thing you cannot contact.
We
us
don't
on.
have a Facebook right now. Okay, maybe we'll get a Facebook. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a vote. We'll do a voter
Facebook's
thing.
got a weird thing with accounts, so maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we won't.
Definitely on MySpace. MSN Messenger. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Aim. Me up at aim.
Hit my beeper. What's
deeper?
what is our email? It's TUN Sportscast.
Yep, just like our Ton Sportscast, just like our Twitch at gmail.com.
Cool. TUN Sportscast at gmail.com. TUN Sportscast on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, not Facebook. Not Facebook.
And YouTube.
Fax. We accept fax. Just the fax, actually. And we bring it every week, starting this week. So it's 100%. Think about it. Anyway, this has been the Up North Sportscast. I'm your host, best friend Blake, along with my cousins, Chance and Gage. You guys got anything else? All right.
Go Pack.
Yeah.
Get it in!